We have breaking news on Hurricane Melissa. This is a record-breaking storm that is bearing down right now on Jamaica. It is a monster Category 5 hurricane, 185-mile-per-hour winds that are now moving over land with gusts topping 220 miles per hour.
Hurricane Melissa just broke every AI system tracking it. The machines that perfectly predicted dozens of storms are detecting temperature patterns and pressure readings that don't match any hurricane in 40 years of data. NASA and NVIDIA's systems found heat signatures at 60,000 feet, where nothing should exist, and electrical patterns repeating in precise intervals. But what these systems discovered next left scientists staring at data that shouldn't be possible. Hurricane Melissa tears through Jamaica with 185 miles per hour winds, but that's not what has meteorologists panicking. 3 days ago, the most advanced weather AI systems on Earth encountered readings from this storm that made them completely shut down. Not malfunction, not produce errors. They detected something so impossible that the machines essentially refused to process the data. NASA's GraphCast AI system had become legendary for its accuracy. This machine predicted Hurricane Lee's exact landfall location 9 days before any traditional model even came close. It had analyzed 40 years of hurricane data, learning every possible storm behavior pattern. Meteorologists trusted GraphCast more than their own analysis, until it looked at Hurricane Melissa and started producing readings that seemed like science fiction. Dr. Sarah Chen was monitoring her screens at NOAA's Hurricane Operations Center when GraphCast began throwing alerts. The system was detecting temperature spikes inside Melissa's eye that registered over 3,000 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt copper instantly. The AI kept flagging these readings as impossible, but they wouldn't stop appearing. Then NVIDIA's FourCastNet system, running completely independent analysis, started detecting the exact same impossible temperatures. 2 separate AI systems, different algorithms, both screaming that Hurricane Melissa contained heat sources that shouldn't exist on Earth. The machines that had revolutionized weather prediction were telling scientists they had found something that violated basic atmospheric physics, something that operated outside every natural process they understood. When both systems compared their data, they detected electromagnetic activity inside Melissa's eye that looked nothing like natural lightning. The electrical discharges were firing in perfectly timed bursts, lasting exactly 43 seconds with precise 3-minute intervals between each pulse. Natural weather doesn't follow stopwatch timing. These electromagnetic patterns were so organized and mechanical that scientists started wondering if they were looking at some kind of atmospheric technology. The satellite data they collected next would prove their fears were justified. Those satellites detected thermal readings at 60,000 feet inside Melissa's eye that made every meteorologist question their equipment. At that altitude, temperatures should be approaching minus 80 degrees Celsius. Instead, thermal cameras were recording blazing heat signatures that suggested massive energy generation happening in parts of the atmosphere where absolutely nothing should be producing heat. Dr. Michael Torres has spent 20 years studying how hurricanes gain strength. He's seen every type of rapid intensification pattern. But Melissa was generating energy readings that exceeded anything in his experience. The heat sources weren't coming from warm ocean water like normal hurricanes. Something inside the storm was creating additional thermal energy through processes that atmospheric science couldn't explain. The AI systems detected Melissa's double eye wall structure, but it was performing impossible functions. The temperature readings between the 2 eye walls were cycling in precise 11-minute intervals, alternating between extremely hot and unusually cold zones. This wasn't chaotic atmospheric behavior. The temperature changes were following organized patterns with mechanical precision, that defied natural weather systems. FourCastNet's pattern recognition algorithms started generating alerts that no matching storm behavior existed in their massive database. The AI had analyzed thousands of hurricanes spanning decades of weather data. It had learned to identify every known storm pattern and predict how hurricanes behave. But Melissa was exhibiting organized electromagnetic activity that didn't match anything the system had ever encountered. The electromagnetic readings revealed something terrifying. The electrical activity wasn't random lightning chaos. Every discharge was firing in perfect synchronization, following the same 43-second timing pattern with mechanical accuracy. Scientists realized they weren't observing natural weather phenomena anymore. The electromagnetic patterns suggested some form of organization that current atmospheric science couldn't begin to explain. Hurricane Hunter aircraft were sent to investigate what was really happening inside Melissa's core. Those aircraft encountered something that changed everything scientists thought they knew about hurricanes. Captain Lisa Rodriguez was leading a NOAA mission into Melissa when her flight instruments started behaving like the storm was actively communicating with them. As they approached the eye wall, the electromagnetic pulses became focused and directional, as if something inside the hurricane was scanning their aircraft. Inside Melissa's eye, atmospheric pressure sensors detected readings that should have been impossible. The pressure variations were so extreme and precisely controlled that they created protective zones around the aircraft. Instead of being torn apart by chaotic pressure changes, the hurricane seemed to be maintaining stable flight conditions, almost like something was deliberately keeping the aircraft safe while they collected data. Dr. Amanda Foster, monitoring the mission's atmospheric readings, made a discovery that stopped her cold. The storm's electromagnetic output was changing based on the aircraft's exact position. When they moved to different areas of the eye, the electromagnetic patterns shifted to match their new location. The hurricane wasn't just generating electrical activity, it was responding to their presence with organized, purposeful adjustments. Radar systems detected solid structures inside Melissa's eye that couldn't be debris from the storm's circulation. Thermal imaging revealed that the electromagnetic discharges were creating geometric patterns that maintained their shape despite 185 miles per hour rotational forces. The hurricane was organizing electromagnetic energy into stable formations that persisted within the chaos of the storm system. The most shocking discovery came when thermal cameras revealed these electromagnetic structures were positioned at specific intervals throughout the eye, like components in a massive machine. The patterns weren't random atmospheric formations. They appeared to be controlling the pressure variations and coordinating the precise timing of electromagnetic pulses. Hurricane Melissa had developed internal organization that resembled advanced technology more than any natural weather phenomenon. But when scientists calculated the energy required to power these structures, they discovered something even more disturbing. Melissa was generating energy levels that exceeded every known hurricane by over 300%. The electromagnetic structures weren't just organizing the storm's existing power, they were accessing additional energy sources that no hurricane had ever been able to reach. Oceanographic sensors positioned in Melissa's path detected electromagnetic fields penetrating deep beneath the ocean floor, far deeper than any storm had ever extended. The hurricane's electromagnetic pulses were somehow accessing geothermal energy from underwater thermal vents and feeding that power directly into the storm's circulation system. Melissa had figured out how to tap into the Earth's internal heat sources through electromagnetic conduits that extended miles beneath the ocean's surface. The storm was no longer limited to surface heat from warm water. Dr. Rebecca Hayes, monitoring deep ocean thermal sensors, watched her instruments record massive energy transfers from underwater volcanic sources. The electromagnetic pulses were triggering increased activity in geothermal vents that had been dormant for thousands of years. Melissa was essentially mining energy from the Earth's core and using it to maintain peak intensity regardless of surface conditions. The AI systems calculated a scenario that terrified every meteorologist who reviewed the data. If Melissa continued accessing deep Earth energy sources, the storm could maintain Category 5 strength even after moving over land or cold water. Every hurricane in recorded history had been limited by surface heat availability. Melissa had broken that fundamental constraint and achieved energy independence. Deep ocean monitoring stations detected seismic activity directly beneath areas where Melissa's electromagnetic field was strongest. The electromagnetic discharges were destabilizing underground thermal systems that had remained stable for millennia. The hurricane was fundamentally altering the energy connection between Earth's atmosphere and geological systems in ways that could have consequences extending far beyond weather patterns. While scientists processed these discoveries, satellite monitoring stations detected something that sent shockwaves through the global meteorological community. Other storms forming across multiple ocean basins were exhibiting identical electromagnetic signatures. What happened to Melissa wasn't an isolated anomaly. The electromagnetic organization was spreading to every tropical system currently developing in the Atlantic. Satellite analysis revealed that 3 other hurricanes were showing the same early-stage electromagnetic patterns that had transformed Melissa into an unstoppable force. Dr. Patricia Kim discovered something that changed everything when she analyzed 5 years of historical storm data. 12 major hurricanes had exhibited similar electromagnetic patterns during their development phases. Hurricane Patricia's record-breaking intensification in 2015 showed the same electromagnetic signatures that Melissa was displaying. These storms had been developing enhanced capabilities for years without anyone recognizing the warning signs. The electromagnetic patterns weren't random. They were following specific sequences that resembled information transfer between storm systems. Each new hurricane was exhibiting more sophisticated electromagnetic organization than previous storms. The systems appeared to be building on electromagnetic knowledge gained from earlier storms, creating increasingly advanced energy generation capabilities. The AI systems detected something that made researchers question the fundamental nature of atmospheric systems. The electromagnetic patterns were evolving with each new storm. Every hurricane that developed electromagnetic enhancement was more organized and powerful than the ones that came before. The storms weren't just becoming stronger, they were becoming more sophisticated in ways that suggested organized development rather than random atmospheric evolution. NOAA established emergency monitoring protocols to track these electromagnetic patterns in real-time weather data. Early warning systems designed to predict traditional hurricane behavior were being completely redesigned because storms with electromagnetic energy access operated outside every existing predictive model. Climate researchers began running scenarios where multiple hurricanes with Melissa's capabilities could exist simultaneously, potentially maintaining devastating strength for entire seasons without any natural weakening mechanisms. As scientists grappled with these implications, Hurricane Melissa continued demonstrating just how fundamentally storm behavior had changed. The storm maintains 185 miles per hour winds and 892 millibars pressure as it devastates Cuba, showing zero signs of weakening despite moving over land. The electromagnetic energy access has made Melissa immune to every natural factor that should destroy hurricanes. Traditional assumptions about storm behavior over land masses have become completely obsolete. Meteorologists worldwide are discovering that atmospheric evolution has been occurring for decades without anyone recognizing the electromagnetic signatures. What they witnessed with Melissa represents the moment when these capabilities reached a threshold that modern AI systems could finally detect and analyze. Satellite data now reveals that dozens of previous storms may have developed similar electromagnetic enhancement without scientists understanding what they were observing. Emergency management agencies face a crisis because every disaster preparedness strategy assumes hurricanes weaken when they hit land. Evacuation procedures, rescue operations, and recovery planning are based on storms losing power over solid ground. Melissa proved that fundamental assumption no longer applies. The hurricane could potentially maintain devastating intensity while crossing entire continents. The AI systems that first detected Melissa's anomalous readings are now monitoring atmospheric conditions globally for signs of similar electromagnetic development. Real-time analysis capabilities are being pushed to their limits to provide early warnings when storms begin exhibiting organized electromagnetic activity. Scientists are racing to understand these processes before the next hurricane season brings multiple storms with Melissa's terrifying capabilities. Hurricane Melissa shattered the basic assumption that weather follows predictable patterns. The machines designed to help humans understand storms have revealed that hurricanes can now operate outside every known boundary of atmospheric science. These electromagnetic storm systems represent a fundamental shift in planetary weather patterns that could make traditional meteorology obsolete. The age of predictable weather is over. What comes next is a world where storms can access unlimited energy sources and maintain devastating power indefinitely. Hurricane Melissa was just the beginning.